today is about celebrating the formal installation of your college's new leader. But even she would say that's not all of it. Today offers a chance for us to pause, take a breath, and celebrate this institution and the passion it brings to the mission of service and the story of its success in this community. That's something we often don't do. Like its other 22 sister community colleges, Tidewater is filled with faculty and staff members who bring a selfless passion to their work, who bring the college to the community, and who know that despite their tireless work, the focus is never, never about them. It's about the people that we serve. It's about families with parents who may have never before stepped foot in a college classroom, but are willing to trust us to prepare their sons and daughters for the future of opportunity, for employment, for success. It's about the employers we work with to help them find and retain and retrain the talented people they need to stay here and to thrive. The passionate pursuit we bring to our work leaves little time, my friends, for self-congratulations or pats on the back. So when we find someone who is worthy to lead this college, who is dynamic and nimble enough to guide it in fast-changing times, and who is grounded enough to understand the people it serves, and who has a personal track record of living its mission, then, ladies and gentlemen, we have a reason to celebrate, and to celebrate big time. The good news is that when it came time to select your 5th president, we found that person in Edna. Now, we don't play favorites when it comes to selecting a new president. We work with all college stakeholders to articulate the priorities of the college moving forward, and we cast a big net to find the very best that we can to realize that vision. That's an especially tall order here at TCC, which has a rich history of institutional success and presidential leadership, a legacy we believe that Edna will live up to and carry forward. As many of you know, we uncorked Edna from her service at Napa Valley Community College. Edna uncorked Edna. Edna is a discerning individual. She knows that the wine we produce throughout Virginia is far superior to that stuff they bottle in Napa. And when it comes to beaches, she's tired of those second-rate options on the West Coast. The truth is, however, that Edna and I have been colleagues at Genesee Community College. We worked there many, many years ago. I will not say how many years ago because it is rude for a gentleman to say or even hint at a lady's age. However, it is safe to say that it was a while ago. And Edna was, of course, a prodigy, and her employment required a waiver of the state's child labor laws. At that time, however, we weren't simply colleagues. We were also competitors, competing senior members of this guy's staff, and he was quite demanding. We were both on the senior staff. Year after year, issue after issue, we would go often head-to-head over the limited resources our colleges operated on. I'm proud to tell you that I won one of those contests with Edna. I think I won. But more importantly, I learned a few things about Edna that tell me she's going to do a tremendous job here. She is really going to flourish. First, I learned that even you, Frank Dunn, you won't outwork Edna Baehre-Kolovani. She is up at the office often before the sun comes up and often there long after it sets. And it's not for show. Edna has a keen understanding of and a personal practice of a healthy work-life balance. How else could she cultivate her reputation as a motorcycle enthusiast? But when it's time to really put your shoulder into something, Edna will be the first in line to get it done. Second, I learned that you will never be better prepared than Edna. She's diligent, consistent, very thorough. It took her only a matter of minutes when she first arrived at TCC to begin building bridges with leaders throughout the Hampton Roads area. In fact, I believe she's met with over 150 of these leaders in the first 10 months. Folks around campus say those conversations are already paying off for the college. Knowing Edna, however, makes me say, you haven't seen anything yet. Edna is the epitome of that Chinese proverb, to dig a well before you are thirsty. And third, I learned that Edna is a player you always want on your team. She is just a winner. Edna has that right pedigree and the right experience to move this fabulous institution to its next level. And she checks her ego at the door. When you ask her what's happening at the college, the answer always begins with we. We are working on this, or we are looking at that. She helps people find ways to do their best work, and she's never afraid to let them have the spotlight, have the glory. Edna has been on the job for nearly a year now. If your experience with her, if your view of her agrees with mine, if you find that she can't be outworked, if you find that she is among the best in being prepared, and if you think she's the player you always want on your team, then won't you join me in giving her a round of applause? One little phone call. Edna, it's a pleasure to fulfill my formal part of the program and pass along to you the traditions and symbols of the office of the college president. We honor that long-standing tradition of the college inauguration by making use of our academic regalia, entrusting you with two symbols of leadership, a gavel and the medallion. While I'm proud to continue that tradition with you, Edna, those aren't the symbols that I would personally select to pass along. If you're like me, you already have plenty of mementos in your office. Instead, I want to pass along to you a blank journal, one that doesn't even have lines on the page. Those other items about honoring the past. The journal, however, will be your reminder that the success story of your time as president of this institution, it remains largely unwritten, but without limits. Working with your team, your faculty, staff, your community is what will allow that story to take form and grow the way you collectively see it and the way that you lead it. I wish you nothing but the best in this exciting new role for you. So now, by the authority vested in me as Chancellor by the State Board for Community Colleges, I'm delighted to install you, Dr. Edna Baehre-Kolovani, as the 5th President of Tidewater Community College. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome again President Edna Baehre-Kolovani. Thank you.